So on my podcast, like I say, we've put in 3-4 years of effort now, and up to a few months ago, all my guests were coming from my personal outreach or my team's personal outreach. But now I get requests from PR people, from book publishers, etc., pitching me to put their clients on. How would you advise I decide when I'm ready to say, okay, your guest can come on, but I want a proper pitch and I want some money, and this is how much I'm going to charge? You've got your podcast, you've got your idea, and you've put the work in. You're starting to see some success. What are the monetization options for people? How can people make money out of a podcast?
Well, I recommend going to eofire.com. At the upper right corner of my website, you will see our income report. We release our income report every single month. We've been doing it for 110 months in a row. So there's a lot of content there over the past 10 years that you can sit down and go through our income reports and see all the ways that we make money, all the ways that we lose money, all the successes that we have, all the failures that we have, the trends that have been happening over the years. And if you're a podcaster, that is a invaluable resource and incredibly valuable.
Why are you so transparent about that? Does that help you? Does that help your podcast? Does that help your business, you think?
I definitely think it helps. I mean, people love transparency. They love honesty. They love genuineness. They love when people aren't just being like saying one thing, but then behind the scenes, something else may be going on. And that was my problem back in 2012 is like, I didn't trust the online space. I came from a military background, then corporate finance. I went to law school. And so I was just like, there's just a lot of shady people online. How can I trust anybody? And then when I saw individuals, and there was only a couple people at the time publishing their monthly income reports, I said, man, that's cool. That's really, really cool, because now it's giving me faith and trust that there are ways to be a good person, add real value to this world, and generate revenue to live a life and to run a business. And so I knew that I wanted to be that source of inspiration to others if and when I was able to start generating revenue online. So when that started happening about a year or so into my business, we immediately started publishing our monthly income reports, and we just haven't stopped. But to answer your question directly, I want to get a little more detailed and specific. Podcast sponsorships are really big. Appearance fees for Entrepreneurs on Fire is big. I run the biggest podcasting course and community in the world, Podcasters Paradise. Shout out to Podcasters Paradise, where we teach people how to create, grow, and monetize their podcast. I wrote a traditionally published book, The Common Path to Uncommon Success. I've published 4 journals: the Freedom Journal, the Mastery Journal, the Podcast Journal, the 100-Day Goal Journal. Affiliates, I'm Tony Robbins' top 5 affiliate 2 years in a row amongst, many other affiliates. I actually have that guitar right there, was handed to me by Russell Brunson, because I'm ClickFunnels' #1 affiliate, meaning I recommend their service, which is ClickFunnels, their software, to my audience and get a cut of every sale that happens as a result. So those are just some of the things.
So tell me, I want to ask you about appearance fees from a purely selfish perspective. How can you decide when you're ready to charge appearance fees? And the reason I ask this is, so on my podcast, like I say, we've put in 3-4 years of effort now, and up to a few months ago, all my guests were coming from my personal outreach or my team's personal outreach. But now I get requests from PR people, from book publishers, etc., pitching me to put their clients on. And I can be quite honest, when I've needed content, I'll put most people on. Unless someone sounds utterly horrific, I'll put them on. If I get bored during the conversation, I'll keep it a short one, and if it's really, really boring, I won't bother publishing it. But how would you advise I decide when I'm ready to say, okay, your guest can come on, but I want a proper pitch and I want some money, and this is how much I'm going to charge? I mean, is it trial and error, or is it based on, obviously it's based on statistics and audience, but someone like me in the early stages of being ready to charge, what's your advice?
I think it's time to start, and it's just time to start at a low number and then just kind of work your way up from there and see what fits. Because the reality is, these authors, these other individuals that you're getting pitched, by these PR companies, they want to talk about a product, about a service, about a book, about something. And if they're going to leverage your platform, hey, they're paying that PR person. Like, why not? Why should they not be paying the person who actually built the platform that they're coming on? And, a lot of these individuals are like, well, I'm coming on to like share value with your audience. And it's like, no, you're not. You're coming on because you want my audience to know more about you, to buy your stuff, to become, more aware of your brand. And yeah, I know by doing that, you're going to give them value, which is why I'm going to have you on the show. But there's multiple reasons why you're coming on a podcast. It's not just because you're Mother Teresa. Let's be honest.